I remember this science book when I was a little girl that had a little plastic sand timer in it. And you'd flip the book upside down, and the timer would run out, and written upside down when it would say 60 people, some number like 60, just died. And then you'd turn it back around, and then it would say something like 100 people were just born. And I was fascinated by the idea that in that time I would sit there and be like, whoa, all these people just died. And as I got older, I started finding it to be interesting how they would compare death. One so-and-so soldier died, and everybody like would break down about it. And then, but a whole community or a whole like almost nation of people, right, would just all of a sudden be annihilated, and they would they would attempt to equate this one death to these thousands of deaths or these hundreds of deaths. And you see this happening right now in the media with the comparison and the treatment of the different execution style type deaths that we hear about in the medias. And the only way that this cycle is able to perpetuate is if on some level you agree to being less than or more than someone else. And because when you are less than someone has a right, more or less, to defile you because you're less than them. But if you're more than someone, you have the right to be doing the defilement because you're justified in your wrongdoings and in your violence, because this less than being needs to be taught, right? So once you realize that ain't nobody better, like people are more skilled in certain things, but that you've come to find that the ones that are true genius, true heroes, true people to look up to, don't look down on other people's struggles. And it's that simple. And you can see an example of this in some court cases where parents will be speaking to the murderer of their children, and some of the parents are just devastated, and not that either of the examples aren't devastated, but one way that the parent deals with the devastation is by condemning the murderer, and the other way is that the parent says, I hope we all learn from this. And it's two very different stances in life. From those two examples is something to think about, to say the least, especially at this point in time.